Hey everybody, welcome back to Brown Thumb Nursery. I'm Rob and I'm here to just do a quick video to remind you that you don't have to start seeds for your fall garden if you got some tomato plants out there that are on the end of their summertime, whatever. So I want to show you today what you can do. So what I did a couple weeks ago is I was trellising up my tomatoes and I was cutting off stuff that were branches breaking off, and I was cutting them off, and so I ended up taking those branches and doing cuttings, and that's what we'll be able to use for our fall. You can see that was just a cutting of a branch, and I stuck that in this tray. Let me just start taking a few of these out and see what they look like. Got a nice, whoops, dropping dirt. Got a nice little root ball, but see how that was cut? That was just a cutting, and then it branched out. Now it's a new plant. So let me show you what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to pot these up into all right, so I got some trade gallon size pots here. I'm going to go ahead and put these in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these all the way down in the bottom. Before I put any soil in there, I'm going to put them all the way down in the bottom and then fill up soil all the way around. I don't have to, a lot of people say, oh, you got to break off those branches that are going to be underneath, and you can, but you don't need to. You can just put it right underneath and fill it up with soil. So let me put you down here so you can see. Okay, so now that's a decent little plant right there, all ready to go, and I'm going to fertilize that. I'm going to do a bunch of these, but I got a 50 count tray that I did, but anyhow, so I'm going to put a little bit of fertilizer around that, just some slow release, and put them out in the area to be watered. I've got this area that's on an automatic sprinkler thing, so that'll just go in automatically being watered every day. Or if you have a setup where you just need to water your stuff, then make sure you do that. But yeah, they're done. I mean, that's all you got to do. And so I'm looking down through here, and I have this 50 count tray. It's like a little, let me show you what they look like. So it's a tray like this. I call it a plug tray, and it holds 50 cell. But I'm looking down through here, and I don't see any that don't look like they grew. So I'm going to just really quickly, I'm just going to pull them all out and just see if there's any that didn't work. All right, so I've already got this one and this one. So that's 2. I'm just going to count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one was rooted way down. So yeah. All right, guys. So all 50 of them rooted, and that's that's just pretty crazy, isn't it? I mean, they're already started. And it's been, like literally like 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks when I stuck these in there. So now's the time. Get out there in the garden and take off some of them sucker branches or whatever that you don't need or whatever, and start your plants for fall. It's way quicker than trying to get seeds going and everything like that. So, well, let's just go out in the garden. Let me just kind of show you what I did out there. Okay, so here's some tomato plants that we just haven't even got to for trellising them up, which, we're way late. So, but anyhow, let me just show you down here. See all these, if you're going to trellis them up, you would have to cut back some of these branches, like this one here that's laying way down over here. You just cut that off, Cut that. Well, you know, I'm just going to cut one branch off just so that, because I'm not going to do any more cuttings. Okay, so I brought it back in here so that I can just kind of show you. This is just one branch, side branch off of that tomato, and this is a sun gold tomato. So let me just kind of walk through what we would do, and first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and cut off all of the leaves. Now, not the suckers of the leaves, just the leaves. Just get them all out of the way. Now, show you, well, let me show. Okay, here's a good example. Here's the leaf, and then here's the sucker. So we're going to leave the sucker, cut off that leaf, okay? Down here as well. Here's another one down here. You can see how that the sucker comes out of, well, the sucker comes out of, I've heard them call it the armpit. Anyhow, so cut off the leaf. Do it again. Cut off the leaf. I've already cut that off up here. Now here's, we got a leaf, but no sucker yet, but that's all right. It's still what we call a leaf node. And cut that off. Cut that off. And this is a fruiting branch here, so we're gonna cut that off. Another one here, or not another fruiting, but another leaf. Cut that off. And a fruiting node here with all this fruit. We cut that off. And I'm just cut them all off there. Okay, now up at the very top, I'm going to leave the leaves, at least part of it. Okay, let me just go ahead and cut part of the leaf off. The same thing over here. And then the fruiting node or branch, we'll cut the completely thing of it off. And then, okay, so now let's go back down to the bottom. All right, so now we're gonna, so basically I'm gonna cut underneath the node about 1/4 of an inch at a 47-degree angle, cut that there, and then go up to the next node, save that, and then to the next node. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna leave this one here because it's already got some branching. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna skip that and go to the next one and cut there. And this will be my first cutting. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside for a second. So now you see we got the bottom one. We're going to break that off more. So we got one node that's going to go under the soil level, and then another one that's going to be above. So I'm just going to go above that and keep that. Oh man, I hate to cut that one off. You know what? I'm going to keep that as well. I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm not even going to keep these. I don't know why I'm being so particular, but so that, this here, okay, let's just, well, no, I'll do this whole branch. I'll do the whole branch. Okay, so we got a node there that's going under the soil, node here that's going above the soil. And this was a fruiting node here. And I'm not seeing any kind of sprouting going on. So it may not be good. It may or may not. So anyhow, we'll just go up above that, go to the next one there, use that as a cutting. This would be underground, this would be underground, or under or above ground. So yeah, we'll go there, right there. And then there we go. So then you want to rip off that bottom, the part that's going to be under the ground. This here, leaves we'll just leave. Oh, but look at here, You see it's starting to have some buds and stuff. Blooms. I'm going to go ahead and cut those off so it won't concentrate on trying to do those. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you. Let me go ahead and going to use this same tray just to kind of show you. We'll just pretend I'm actually doing this and that this is that 50 count tray. Now, this is the bottom. Stick that down and out. That big old thing there is kind of hard to stick down, so you can kind of cut that off a little more if you need to. Stick it down in there. Or you can take a dibbler of some sort, ream out the hole just a little bit bigger and stick it down there. Boom. All right, that's all there is. Well, almost all there is to it. I always do, put a little fertilizer. So I keep fertilizer out here under my bench all the time. But what I would do is just take a little bit, and kind of sprinkle it on there. About like that. And that is just a slow release fertilizer. You don't want to use your regular garden fertilizer, 13-13-13 or whatever you got around. You want something that says slow release. Yeah, and that's all you got to do. And in fact, the fertilizer portion is probably not that important, and a lot of people say you don't even need to do it. But you can see just in 2 to 3 weeks what those other ones have taken off and done. So it works. So in 3 or 4 weeks, you could have your next batch of tomato plants ready to pot up into a bigger pot, or get ready for switching out your tomato plants for your fall plants. So yeah, I mean, just pretty simple. Hopefully you get out there and save yourself a little bit of money. You don't want to have to go out and buy plants. You don't want to have to take the extra time for buying. And you know what? Sun gold seeds are actually kind of expensive. I mean, go to the different places and they've got them like, 10 seeds per pack or something for the normal price of where they normally would put 20 or 30 or what, I don't know, whatever, because they're a hybrid and kind of a highly sought after. So if you got any of those that are kind of expensive seeds, I'd especially say do that, but why not do it on all of them? You start your time. So, and it's fun to do. I really love doing stuff like that. So anyhow, thank you for hanging out with us. Make sure you get out there and get your thumbs brown, and I will catch you on the south side. God bless.